All right, let's get into it.
Go ahead and say all of that wild shit online, man. You might need a Dr. Phil if you catch me outside. And I will not apologize if you ain't one of mine, fam. I cannot afford to give a fuck if it was finance.
Everything woke turns to shit.
All right, everybody, happy fucking Pride Month. Welcome to Fact You, a show that can give a fact. I'm one of your hosts, Ray. With me, as always, you know how it is. That's Jay McMurr.
J-Dog here.
And we got a very special repeat guest. You guys that recognize that guy up there, you know him, you love him. That's Fred. Hi, Fred.
Hey.
How you doing, buddy?
Good.
Long time no see. It's good to see you. Welcome back. How's
Welcome
life?
back.
Yeah, life treating you well? Good?
Yeah, so far
Nope.
so good.
No
Still
complaints?
kicking above ground,
Right.
that's all.
Right?
Still got the rubber side down. That's all that matters, right?
That's right.
You still using the men's restroom?
Only on occasion. It depends on how I feel that day at Walmart.
You know, in honor of Pride Month, I'm thinking about coming out as non-binary because I've realized, paying a lot of attention and studying this, that I wouldn't have to change anything about myself. I wouldn't have to change how I look. I wouldn't have to change how I feel. I could still date chicks, like all that stuff, and I would be part of the protected class.
and you could use whatever toilet you want.
Use whatever toilet I want. Like dude, have you seen how long the line is at the urinal sometimes, fucking at the ball game? And then that chick's line, it's like there's no one over there. Like, dude,
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a chick today, bro. I'm going here. I'm gender fluid.
You know,
I'll
I've
tell you
actually
what,
done. I've actually done that
Beat those
before.
sisters at the ball game. The best way to do that is you just walk in there and drop your fucking pants all the way down to your ankles and just start pissing. You'll clear that place out quicker than stink on shit.
For sure.
I love it. I love it. So anyway, all jokes aside, I mean, it's insanity. And to put it this way, like, it's crazy how much these people need to be affirmed and confirmed all the time.
Constantly.
And constantly, and not just a good job. Like, I'm talking floats and parades. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, you and I mean, we don't need constant affirmations of things, you know, and you know why? It's because we know who we are, and there's nothing, like, we're not trying to pretend. It's not a caricature. It's not a make-believe thing. We're not trying to convince ourselves of who we are. That's what this is all about. All of this is about convincing themselves of who they are, not us. It has nothing to do with us, and people don't get that. And I'm a firm believer. I don't hate anybody. You be you. You do you, boo. Okay, where I draw the line is children first and foremost. I think children are off limits for anything. I don't think we should be talking about adult, like, heterosexual sex with children. Like, that should be something that between them and their parents, and realistically, them and their friends. I mean, they'll figure it out on their own in their own time, and that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not promoting children doing things. I'm just saying that whether it's sex, whether it's baseball, whether it's cars, we discover these things.
There's a word for this sort of mass psychosis, and Fred, you told it to me when we were on the phone the other day, and I cannot remember it. It was like it started with an M. Like when people want to chop things off or get an addictomy or whatever.
Oh, so let's face it. So, backing up the train a little bit, if you like what Scooby was talking about there, if you start seeing all these different trends that are happening, and everybody's got to be affirmed on, this is what they are and this is how they are and stuff like that. That's great. That's fine and dandy. The problem with it is that we've pretty much escalated ourselves past the point of no return, because now we got people that let's just face it. You're a man, you want to become a woman. You're a woman, you want to become a man. And if you want to be gay, be gay. If you want to be lesbian, be lesbian. If you want to be bi, be bi. I don't care. It's like when we were young kids. Everybody probably knew a gay friend or something. Wasn't a big deal. Just don't try to fuck me, man.
Right.
That was pretty much it, right? But here's the problem with this whole I'm gonna change my gender and become something else that I'm not. Number one, biologically, you're never going to be a woman. No. Biologically, you're never going to be a man.
You're always going to have that X and that Y or that.
That's right. You're not going to change your chromosomes. Number two, these people will claim, well, feel like I need to be a woman.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
I'm a woman inside. I've been wanting this. I need this. That's great. A pedophile is the same thing. A pedophile has the want and the need and the desire to be with young children. This is a mental illness, and it's and people just want to put the blinders on and march forward and make this like the greatest thing. This is the new revolution from the 60s. Bullshit.
No, it's been a long time coming.
They're being fed just literally a trough of BS from every major news industry on the planet that does this. All have their own political agendas. It's a proven fact. If you can watch Fox, it's right. You can watch CNN, it's left. You can watch Al Jazeera, and it's just all over the map. You can watch the AP, and they don't know which way they're coming or going.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. But it's. I said this last time. People got to start waking the fuck up.
Just paying attention, dude.
Yeah.
Shit. And the pedophiles and shit, they're trying to sneak their way into mainstream now on the fucking LGBTQ LMNOP bus.
They call them what, furries? That's the other one.
Oh, that's one, but no, they're calling them minor attracted people.
Minor attracted people. Yep, that's a new. Well, it's not really new. It's been around for a little while.
People have been going to prison for years for that.
Yeah, but they're trying to make it mainstream. So
they're gaining steam, and they're trying to make it mainstream on the fucking coattails of the whole LGBTQ fucking choose whatever the fuck you want to do thing.
Folks, my name is Miranda. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and sex therapist in Erie, Pennsylvania. And today I want to talk about minor attracted persons. You may have noticed that I'm using the term minor attracted persons instead of the more commonly used term pedophile. This term simply means that the person has an enduring sexual or romantic attraction to minors. They've not chosen this attraction, just as the rest of us have not chosen whatever our attraction is. And you don't get to choose to be a minor attracted person. Some minor attracted persons are attracted to a specific age range of minors, while some are not. And some minor attracted persons are exclusively attracted to minors and are not attracted to adults at all. Some minor attracted persons are also attracted to adults.
It's less stigmatizing than other terms like pedophile. A lot of people, when they hear the term pedophile, they automatically assume that it means a sex offender, and that isn't true, and it leads to a lot of misconceptions about attractions toward minors.
Most folks are making incorrect assumptions about them without actually knowing much about them, and those assumptions create harm for an already marginalized population.
You just called pedophiles a marginalized population?
Just like you were saying, Fred, and what it is it's a constant erosion of our freaking morals as a society. And this is how far down that freaking downward spiral we are right now in our time. It's freaking astounding.
So I know that we've touched a little bit on Alfred Kinsey and John Money, Jason, you and I. Fred, I don't know if you've heard those names, okay? But Alfred Kinsey and John Money were the John Money was the father of the modern sexual education program. He was also a pedophile, and he also was the first person to talk about transitioning people. He didn't coin the term transgender, but being in biological sex differently. What he did is he took two boys, okay? One of them, this one boy had a botched circumcision when he was a child, so his penis was like destroyed. This was in the 60s, right? So it wasn't great. It's not like it is today. So there were complications sometimes. Anyway, it was suggested that he had a sex change because, the penis was destroyed. So they did. And John Money got onto this, and he's the one that pushed for them to have the sex change. They went ahead and did it. And then he just convinced the parents to raise this boy as a girl, right? And then not only did he do that, but he had what was called, quote unquote, therapy sessions with these. And he would have these two brothers, even though one is now, changed to look, and these are young children, and he would have them perform sexual acts on each other and different things, all in the name of study and research. Alfred Kinsey was a man who believed that children as young as infancies were sexual creatures, and he wanted to push that to belief also. He did that by enlisting and hiring predators and pedophiles to have actual intercourse with infants and toddlers, and he would record what he called their quote unquote orgasms, which basically was just them like convulsing and spasming every now and then, because they're getting fucking like destroyed and abused. And even if you have a small penis, a grown man's small penis is definitely too large for an infant. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
so it's like
sick,
it's insane. And these guys all worked at Johns Hopkins. Just so you know, Johns Hopkins is not a good organization. The Alfred Kinsey Institute is still open at Johns Hopkins. The modern day sex education program was based on all that, and it was all pushing to not condone, but promote, affirm. What's the word I'm looking for? When you want like someone to acknowledge that
affirm,
rationalize. Right? Affirm, rationalize. They want all these things that they have. They're all pedophiles. Volkmar. I can't pronounce that. Sigussch. He's a German psychologist. Okay. He's the first person. He's from the same fucking school as these guys. He's the first person to coin the term transgender and cisgender. And just so you know, he too also pedophile. So the thing is that people don't quite get is all of these terms, all of this shit, all of this sexual revolution, whether it's straight, gay, trans, all of it. The reason that it's been pushed onto children since the late 60s is because these doctors and scientists and psychologists who wanted to, like I said, rationalize and affirm that their degenerate behaviors and make it normal so they're not weird. And it just caught on like a rapid fire because there's other depraved individuals out there who wanted to condone and affirm their evil behaviors as well. I don't think a lot of people realize this stuff, but this shit is all, once again, facts, people. And
what year did you say that started? The 60s, the late 50s, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And it really raises concern because like the Hopkins Society Hospital and whatnot, they're referred to a lot in any kind of medical capacity.
Look it up. Kinsey Institute is still an affiliate of Johns Hopkins, and it's still up and running today. And Kinsey is the man. He's just, I mean, the shit I just told you about, bro. Like, not okay. Now, back to, like, once again, I do believe totally in the L, the G, and the B. Those are real legit. I'll even throw in the Q, queer, because that's basically those three things anyway, right?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? But the rest of the alphabet, no, those aren't things. Those aren't things. Okay, you aren't transgender. You are what you are. Now, you can identify as whatever. If you want to grow up and wear a dress and get some fake titties and you want to do all that and you're a grown adult and you've allowed time for your brain to rest, I don't, like, people want to say maybe 18. I don't believe that anyone should be allowed to get a sex change until at least 25 because your brain ain't done developing. You need time to fully grasp what's going on in life, you know? Children, on the other hand, cannot condone. I mean, you can't take your kid out and you can't take your 9-year-old out right now and get him a tattoo. You can't take your 11-year-old out and drop him off at the bar and say, I'll pick you up fucking 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? So
matters what state you're in.
Yeah.
Carolina.
But you get my point. Like, parents can't just do anything to their kids. So it's like, if your kid said, hey, I don't like my right finger, let's cut it off. You can't just cut it off because your kid doesn't want it anymore. You know what I'm saying? So there are things that, even though you are a parent, that you don't have the right to do to your child. And anything that I feel that anything that is permanent, it falls in that category, are things that shouldn't be done to a child until they're old enough to make that choice, you know? Now, what I find quite hubris about all of these LGBT is just how much they need that. Like, when you do a good job, Fred, or you do a good job, Jason, I walk by and go, hey, good job, buddy. That's about all you fucking need. You'd be like, thanks, man. And that's it. You don't need a pat on the back. You don't need a hug. You don't need to fucking, wave a banner and go, but
well, maybe Fred, he's a bit more of a hero than myself, but yeah.
Your Fred's like,
no,
yeah, I smell
what you're stepping in there, though, for sure.
So,
yeah, for sure.
So it's like, it blows my mind. Fred, okay, veteran, he gets 1 day a fucking year, 1 day a year. I think you deserve a few more than that, but you get one. Whether you lived or died, came home or not, all our veterans get 1 day out of the year. That's it. And I mean, I don't think it's enough. Okay, but let's talk about this for a minute.
Yes.
Not only are we in the middle of Pride Month, which is 30 days, so that's 30 times more than you get, my man. But let's go down this list of holidays. Let's get ready. Are you guys ready to blow your mind? Okay, so here are holidays and awareness months for the LGBT community, starting in January. Now, a few of these are birthdays. I may not know who all their names are, so I don't know. So we got Alex Nom's birthday, Reverend James Lewis Stoll's birthday. Apparently, Dolly Parton's birthday is an LGBT holiday, but that's just because she's an ally. Here we go. Trans Prisoner Day of Action and Solidarity. Brazilian National Day of Transgender Visibility. National Blood Donor Month. No Name Calling Week. There we go. There's your January holidays alone, okay? Anniversary of the appointment of the first openly gay United States federal judge, Joseph Gale. National Black AIDS and HIV Awareness Day. Because Black AIDS is different from white AIDS and different from Mexican AIDS. The difference. It needs their own day,
AIDS is definitely racist. I've met it before. And he was just full of hate. It was.
Yep. National Freedom to Marry Day, Audre Lorde's birthday, Chosen Family Day, Aromantic Spectrum Awareness Week. There's your February. We're just through February, guys. And you heard there was weeks in there. So there's weeks on top of the 30 that we haven't even got to yet. March.
Exponential.
Mm-hmm. Zero Discrimination Day, International Women's Day. How is that an LGBT fucking holiday? Janet Mock's birthday, Baynard Rustin's birthday, International Day for the Elimination of Racial Discrimination. How the fuck is that? Okay. Two-spirited and indigenous LGBT. That reminds me, speaking of, how did BIPOC get added? So if you're a Black, indigenous person of color, you're now part of that flag. And did you know that I think it was day before yesterday or just the last week, one of the guys who makes all the flags came out with a new flag, and autistic people have been added to it now. So now if you're autistic, you're part of the
LGBTQ2 plus.
Whatever community. Whether you want to be or not, you're just in there now because they decided to add that to the flag. Basically, I'm telling you, one day everything is going to be added. It's almost there, except for white male. That'll be the only one that's never added. Two-spirit and indigenous LGBT awareness. I'm getting tongue-tied even saying it. International Transgender Day of Invisibility. Did we just have one of those? Women's History Month. Apparently that's LGBT. Bisexual Health Awareness Month. And National LGBTQ Health Awareness Week. Okay, that's March. April. GLSEN Day of Silence. I'm not sure what that is. National Youth HIV and AIDS Awareness, different than black. National Transgender HIV Testing Day. Non-Binary Parents Day. Phil Wilson's birthday. Lesbian Visibility Day. Lesbian Visibility Week. National Deaf LGBTQ Awareness Week. May. National International Families Equality Day. National Honor Our LGBT Elders Day. International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. World's AIDS Vaccine Day. A gender Pride Day.
Oh yeah, it's an agenda.
You think we're sinful? You fight against our rights. You say we all lead lives you can't respect. But you're just frightened. You think that we'll corrupt your kids if our agenda goes unchecked. Funny, just this once, you're correct. We'll convert your children. Happens bit by bit, quietly and subtly, and you will barely notice it.
Yeah, it's definitely an agenda. World Day of Culture, Diversity for Dialogue and Development. That's fucking say that 5 times fast. Harvey Milk Day. That one,
I got to give that one a pass. All right,
that one makes sense. All right, yeah, he does. Sure. All right, Pansexual, Panromantic Visibility Day. Oh, hey, at least it's the same day, right? They didn't get right. At least
they didn't get a whole week. They
right?
They consolidated that shit real fast.
Laverne Cox's birthday.
Mental
Health Awareness Week. Mental health. How is autistic? Mental health awareness. So now, if you got depression, you're LGBTQ people. Hope you're ready for it. It's coming. And not to mention, Canada, if you got depression, they'll euthanize you. Just so you know. But go back to our past episode. We already talked.
I gotta take a leak.
Go ahead. I'm gonna
continue on.
I'm gonna continue running. Fred, you good? Can I keep going? You mind? All right, let's go. We're continuing on here. We're still in May. Queer and Transgender Asian American Pacific Islander Week. You know, because they're different. All right, that's June. Or no, that's May. June. Brandy Carlisle's birthday. Troy Sivan's birthday. I'm not sure who that is. HIV Long-Term Survivors Day. Pulse Night of Remembrance. World Refugee Day. How's that? Like, aren't refugees like people who were like subject to war or something and fled or persecution, I guess you could say.
Persecution or civil collapse, right?
Because they're all persecuted, so they're refugees, bro.
You go.
I'm smelling it now. Okay. Larry Kramer's birthday. That's not like Seinfeld, right? No, that's Cosmo. I know. I'm pretty sure they don't like that guy either, though. Okay, first use of the LGBT flag day, LGBTQ Equality Day, anniversary of the legalization of same-sex marriage. We just had something like that like 2 months ago. Oh, whatever. Why I'm putting too much logic behind this. Anniversary. Oh no, we just read that one. National HIV Testing Day. What the fuck? We just had a testing day. What was that? Oh, where was that?
That was the Black AIDS awareness and testing.
No, there was
a youth one also.
It was National Transgender HIV testing.
HIV testing,
which is different than everybody else's testing day.
Which I'm kind of wondering how HIV is still a thing, because there's shots you can take now that pretty much eliminate fucking AIDS.
Yeah,
So,
they pretty much.
Why are
shoot that.
why are we fucking toting it around like it's a giant big cancer on everybody's ass? You know, it's not.
It's not really anymore. Yeah,
Well,
it ain't what it used to be.
I can answer that. I can answer that question. I'll tell you
Oh
why
yeah,
we're
it's a
still,
political agenda.
well, yeah, that was like that was like their poster boy for this whole, not
yeah.
the whole thing,
Oh,
but
yeah.
for when their shit really took off, you know, once the once they started crack and then AIDS took off right after that, and then and I was kind of holding silent. Sorry to interrupt you, right? The reason like a lot of those Women's Day and Feminist Days and stuff are in there and included in it is because that is where they really got a foothold, and this all started coming from.
Like Dolly Parton and shit. Yeah.
Women's rights and and I'm not talking about when they got to vote. That's not what I'm saying, but that was a big fucking mistake in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I just said that to piss you off and you off and you off and you off.
And you in the back.
And you in the back, especially. But I mean,
sit down, don't walk out, sit down.
But my point being though, all jokes aside, is like all these feminists and shit, not all, but like 9 out of 10 of them were fucking dykes, you know, and that's why those. Man haters.
Feminism has nothing to do with women's equality or women. It has to do with destruction of male. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. Anyway, continue. I'm sorry. You done?
I'm done. That's all I have to say about that.
No, I agree. And it's something I always bring up all the time. It's like, even though I 100% believe feminism is a cancer, we all have heard me say it 1,000 times. I'll say it again. Feminism is a cancer. But I do wonder, especially when it comes to the bathroom situation and this, you know, men or women stuff, where are all my feminists? Like, where are my real feminists? Like the ones that go, no, no, because think about it. Women's sports, women's restrooms, women's locker rooms.
That was another show.
Men are invading them. I don't care if they're wearing a dress. I don't care if they identify as Sally. That is still a dude with a dick swinging. That is a man in your feminist space. How are you allowing this? Where are you at? Like, for once in my life, I'm actually hoping the feminists would like rally together, and they just rolled right over and took the D. You know what I'm saying? Which is another thing.
A lot of feminists. If you go back and you start to look at like when everything was coming up with the whole LGBTQ, fucking IF, whatever you want to add onto it, the alphabet soup, if you will.
Right.
A lot of feminists, believe it or not, are fucking hardcore right wing, fucking militant individuals. They really, really are.
Really?
Like a true dyed-in-the-wool feminist would give you a run for your money on a fucking range, an ass beating, a fucking car race, because their whole persona is they can be and will be better than men.
Yeah, you know, I never considered that.
Yep. No, a lot of these
they're not your typical left wing people. They're not.
No, that's all the new age hippie bullshit people.
Correct. The way that they are presented is, and you look back, we've had feminists since the fucking 50s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're fucking hardcore.
Fucking, you know? Rosie the
and,
Riveter, bro.
Right. Absolutely. And the thing with those guys are, really in a situation like we're facing now in the country, those might be the best fucking allies you could probably get your hands on.
I'm telling you, I'm keep waiting for them.
Yeah, because where in that list did you see anything about a feminist holiday?
No, I haven't yet.
There's not. I guarantee you no point.
No, there was a couple.
Well, there was women's.
Feminist?
Yeah.
Women's Day. It didn't say feminist.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Good observation. Good observation.
And that was my job. Come on.
Now here's the next one here, and I don't know if they're Stonewall Uprising anniversary. They're not talking about like Stonewall Jackson, are they?
No, I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's one. You know what? Fact check time. Stonewall Uprising anniversary.
Yeah, what is that?
Stonewall riots. Okay, some sort of riots. 1969. So apparently these riots are LGBT because they were at gay bars. The Stonewall riots, also called the Stonewall Uprising, began in the early hours of June 28, 1969, when New York City police raided the Stonewall Inn, a gay club located in Greenwich Village in New York City. The raid sparked a riot among bar patrons and neighboring residents as police roughly hauled employees and patrons out of the bar, leading to 6 days of protests and violent clashes with law enforcement outside the bar. Okay, well, the one question I would have is, why were the police there?
That's what I would like to hear. I'm sure you'll be able to look that up if you do a search on it. Because they're I guarantee you they just didn't show up because there's
for
a
no
bunch of
reason.
guys sucking dick in the fucking bar. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because if they're at the bar doing it, fuck it, let them do it. They had to have been doing some sort of
serving minors,
young kids being, having sex in there.
Absolutely.
Prostitution, probably, and some probably some narcotics.
For such reason, LGBT individuals flock to gay bars, places. New York City State Liquor Authority penalized and shut down establishments that serve alcohol to known and suspected LGBTQ individuals, urging that the mere gathering of homosexuals was disorder. Well, according to this thing, that they were trying to shut them down just because it was a gay bar.
Yeah, but that's.
But then again, well, this is from the History Channel.
From?
Is the History Channel reliable these days, do you think?
Fuck,
it is
I don't
mainstream.
know.
It is mainstream.
A lot of my shit for the next topic has to do with them, so I cannot.
Right? So I don't know. Maybe there was. I mean, it wasn't always okay. So maybe
it really matters. It really matters who wrote the article, and
that's true.
That's true. Not who published it. Well, sometimes who published it.
All right,
but
let's speed through the rest of these holidays.
Thing with all that, that whole looking up articles and everything. This is how you got to play it, man. You got to look up an article 5 times.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
You got to have a good amount of sources. That way you can weed through the bullshit and make your own deduction from all 5 separate sources.
Yep.
That's like I tell people that watch like a certain one-channel news station, like my dad, who will not watch anything other than Fox fucking News. That's cool, but all you're getting is what they're going to give you. If you watch news from multiple different news channels, you can start to see the gaps in each story. And one side will fill in where the other side had a gap, and you can actually come up with your own deduction in a very, very more, correct manner than you will from just watching one source. That's the best advice I can give people.
Definitely, I agree 100%. Another thing I do like when you search, another good advice is never pick like the first 10 or 15 articles that pop up. You know what I'm saying? Scroll down a ways. Grab something further down the list. You may go, wait, what? Why? Yeah, well, it's because there's reasons why those pop up first. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones they want you to see. Those are the ones that, because you can pay. Did you know
those
that?
Those are titrated by number of hits that they get, and that's what's number 1 something, number 2 something, and things of that nature. So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. Alrighty, so here we go. Keep cruising. Queer Youth of Faith Day. That's June 30th. And once again, we are in Pride Month. Now that rounds out Pride Month. Okay, here we go. Getting into July, we're just going to speed through these guys. We'll try to get them done, and we'll move on to some more stuff. Okay, so Sylvia Rivera's birthday, whoever that is, International Non-Binary People's Day, International Drag Day, Disability Pride Month. Holy fuck, it's a whole nother Pride Month, but just for disabled people. Gay. Wow. So July is Disabled Gay Pride Month. Holy fuck. So they get back-to-back months? Wow. Okay. James Baldwin's birthday, Transgender Flag Day. We've already had 2 or 3 flag days. What the fuck? Marsha P. Johnson's birthday. Marsha. Women's Equality Day. We already had an International Women's Day. This one's Women's Equality. Once again, still nothing about Feminist Day, though. Yes! Finally! Uncles get a day. Gay Uncle Day.
Everybody's got one.
I think that's
got one,
Funkle
dude.
Day. That's Funkle Day. They need to change that to Funkle Day.
Actually, I'm not joking. It has a slash and it says Gunkle for gay uncle. Gunkle's Day. Every second Saturday in August. I might reach back out to my gay uncle. He stopped talking to me when he realized that I voted for Donald Trump.
Still waiting for the Feminist Day, man. Shit.
I know. Still waiting. Here we are. September. Oh, we got another one. National AIDS and HIV and Aging Awareness Day. So I guess that's for old people with AIDS. 10th anniversary of U.S. repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Anniversary of the founding of It Gets Better Project. Celebrity Bisexual Day and Bi Visibility Day. So we've already had the day of visibility, transgender, all that. But this one's for only celebrities. So the normal, like you and I and everybody else gets the one. Then celebrities get their own one. Couldn't just have the same one, right? National.
I think what they got to do, man. I mean, this is pretty much every day of the fucking month of every month for the 12 months. So they might as well just give them every fucking day. They get a 365-day pass, and you're going to get an increase of 5% on your taxes because it said so. You know,
in Canada, they're wanting to do that.
It's important to celebrate Pride all year long so that we don't have representation and education during just one month. It's all year long.
So just be proud. It's Pride.
I celebrate Pride all year long by being my authentic self.
By supporting the local drag community.
Where they celebrate year round.
Because this is ridiculous. Because I mean, realistically, you know, until you read off these holidays, if you want to call them such,
you didn't quite
Holidays.
You didn't quite realize, you know?
It's like, because personally, like me, I don't give a fuck. I'm still gonna do whatever the fuck I'm gonna do. You know,
whatever.
If they want to have a National I Suck Dick Day, that's great. Go suck dick somewhere, man. Let's stay the fuck away from me. You know what I'm saying?
Cool.
These guys are. I mean, it's
leave the kids at home.
It's boiling back to where it gets to that. You know, they got to have affirmation, and like if you need to have a 365-day a week affirmation, great. You know, but I ain't giving it to you.
right.
You know, and that's the thing, man. Like, people just got to be like, fuck it, man. If you want, I mean, you're all a bunch of fucking weirdos anyways, you know? They really are. You know, that's a whole fucking group of fucking misled fucking misfits and fuck-ups. And not the kind that our parents said, because we were all misfits and fuck-ups when we were younger. That's what our parents called us. These are legit. Like, my dad is like, as old as that motherfucker is, you know, 1 foot in the grave, he is like, I thought your generation was fucked up.
Dude.
Right. Well,
yeah, gotcha, bitch.
What I think the difference is between people, you know, like fuck ups like me and you and whatnot versus like this is the difference is male presence in your life. Strong adult male. Now I didn't have a dad, so I fucked up. But my grandpa was around to keep his foot in my ass, and you know, kept me from putting on dresses or something, you know, like.
I mean, I was labeled a fuck up, man, because I mean, fuck, Jason was with me half the time I was doing the dumb shit, you know. Fucking school. Fuck school, man. We're not gonna go to school today. Fuck this. We're out. You know, we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want to do. Weekend rolls around, we're gonna go and make 500 copies at a fucking Kinko's and pass them out at every fucking high school in Napa Valley about a party we're gonna throw this weekend. You know, and then paint goddamn fucking arrows on the Silverado Trail to show people how to get to the fucking party. With, mind you, we all the ideas with the kegs and everything, and we went out there to fucking check everything out, and there was a nice sign from the Napa County Sheriff's Department that said,
on their letterhead. See you
on
guys
their letterhead.
I got your back, you got mine. Oh no, it's the cops!
Yeah, see you guys
See
at
ya,
10.
But that's, you know, I mean, that was back then. That was what people would be like, man, you guys are a bunch of fuck ups, man, you fuckheads, you know, because we would just do crazy shit. Like off the wall, like you could write a book about the stupidest shit that we did, and people would not fucking believe it. They'd be like, that's fiction. No, it's not. This shit actually happened.
Dude,
you know?
I just think I have a great idea for a book. We should do like a short stories memoir book. Just get like 20 of people we know to all write
the most
one crazy story that we've all done, and then we'll compile it into like a coffee table book, and just fucking.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
I mean, I know Jason's got some crazy fucking stories.
Oh yeah.
Fuck, bro, we can get Sykes to fucking write one, dude. I know Sykes has got a few, bro. Like,
I remember one time it was me and Fred were in this old Chevy pickup truck my dad had, and it was like an old service truck, and it had like a lumber rack, and it had boxes on the side of the bed type boxes, and it had like the fleet paint, you know, with like 3 orange stripes down the side and shit. And I'm going through these fucking turns at Berryessa, and fucking Fred climbs out the fucking window while I'm going like fucking 65 miles an hour through a 30 zone, and fucking climbs out the window and gets in the back of the truck and starts fucking mooning people. And fuck, I'm yelling at him and fucking not looking at the road, and I hit the guardrail. Boom! And and then he like comes bombing through the fucking the window in the middle. Okay, I'm done. But he climbed out the fucking the door. He climbed out the door window and like just climbed on into the back of the truck, dude. While I was hauling ass on a windy fucking road. Fuck, Fred don't give
like
a
they do
shit.
in the movies, bro. You climb on the side of the truck and shit.
I love it. I was doing Jackie Chan before Jackie Chan was Jackie Chan, man. Fuck.
Right?
Word. Anyway,
if Eno and Chris Gramke are here, they'll tell you about the time I was drunk as fuck in the middle of the field talking shit to a bull. I have no idea how that thing didn't attack me, neither do they, but it was just, I think he was more shocked that I'm out in the middle of the field going, fuck you, bull. You want to fight? Anyway, check this out. This is so not only we had several HIV/AIDS awareness days, but we now had in September we have the National HIV/AIDS and Aging, right? So that's I'm assuming for old people. We also have the National Gay Men's AIDS and Awareness HIV. So we've had the gay men's, the old people, the trans, the youth, the black. And I think there was something else. Yeah. Okay. Bisexual Awareness Week, which I'm pretty sure we've already had that also. Ally Week. So that's for the, allies. Banned Books Week. National Suicide Prevention Week. That's a good one right there. I'm in support of that one. I don't think that's necessarily should be transgender holiday because, well, not or LGBT, because not just LGBT commit suicide,
I'd probably want to kill myself too if I wanted to chop my dick off. So
I would sooner kill myself than chop my dick off. National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. So that's apparently okay. All right, October. We're getting to the end, guys. We're getting to the end, I think. We're getting to the end, guys. We're getting to the end, I think.
It's been 50 fucking minutes, bro.
I know, bro. Dan Savage's birthday. International Lesbian Day. National Coming Out Day. Matthew Shepard Death Anniversary. International Pronouns Day. Spirit Day for the LGBTQ youth. LGBT Center Awareness Day. Intersex Awareness Day, National Transgender Children Day, LGBTQ History Month. So there's another month.
LGBTQ History Month?
Yes, sir. That's October.
Nice.
National Bullying Prevention Month, which I can be in support of that. But then again, also a little healthy bullying is good for you, I believe. Not enough kids get a little bit. I don't mean like torture. I don't mean like full-on abuse.
Dude.
I don't mean necessarily,
I was a fat kid, dude.
But
I got bullied like my whole
fucking. Need to get picked on. Everybody needs to get picked on.
You need a look.
I got picked on for like my first 7-8 years of school.
If no one tells you, dude, that's fucking weird, you grow up to be like this.
Yeah.
You need your friends and the other kids at school to be like, dude, that's weird, bro. You're fucking weird. Quit doing that shit.
I mean, I tell you what, dude. Let's face it. You're. I mean, you probably don't want to say your age on fucking camera, but how old are you?
41.
41. Okay, I'm 49. Jason, you're what? 46.
I'm 47.
47.
You're that old, bro?
Yeah, he's just a few years behind me.
A couple. I just turned 47 in June.
Yeah, I'll turn 50 in March.
Like at the first of the month.
Here's the thing, man. When we were all in school, we were all roughly in high school around the same time frame in the early 90s, okay? Even in elementary school, even in fucking middle school, but most predominantly, high school is really where you really start to get the rubber starts to hit the road.
Yep.
People get picked on. And you have choices to make at this point in your juncture of life. Am I going to be the guy that gets picked on and I'm just going to fucking fall by the wayside, or am I going to stand up and fucking speak up for myself and fucking get in a couple of fist fights? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how it works. But now, because I'm dealing this with my sister, or not my sister, my daughter, pretty much acts like my sister. That's why I say that. My daughter, she's been in wrestling. She's been in Krav Maga for like the last 4.5, 5 years now. She gets into a fight with a young black kid at school in the gym, and she fucking dislocates the dude's arm and breaks his fucking nose. And I get a phone call.
It was a dude.
It was a dude.
I love it. I fucking love it.
I get a phone call from the fucking principal, about how my daughter needs to be suspended. And I said, hey, wait a minute, man. I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
I said, kids need to be able to stand up for themselves.
Yes.
And if somebody gets a dotted eye or a broken nose or something like that, you know what? That's a lot better than getting a fucking round stuck in your chest, because that's the problem that we used to deal with a lot, was fucking people getting shot. And it still is from time to time, but it used to be back in the late 90s, mid 90s, fucking you fuck around and find out you'll get shot. That's how it used to be. But I stood up for her, man. And I told the guy, I said, look, I'm going to call the fucking superintendent. I don't give a shit. Never heard from her again. She never got suspended. Nothing ever, came to fruition of that. But that's the mentality that's out there now. You don't pick on anybody. Everybody's nice to everybody.
Can't stand up for yourself.
And here's the problem. Even though they throw those rules out there, okay, it still happens, but it happens at a more mischievous and dubious level. Because now kids don't want to get caught, so they'll try to figure out where cameras are, where they're not. So it becomes almost like a criminal mindset where they start to think like a criminal. Because how am I going to get around this to get to this? Which, I mean, I understand that, but let kids be kids. If they're gonna they're gonna get in fights, man. Boys get in fights. They have BB gun wars. We shit with the door open. Whatever. That's what happens. Let them do what they do.
No, I know. Boys have been fighting since the dawn of time. I mean, the first two brothers in history, one killed the other one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Kate killed Abel. Like from the dawn of time, brothers and boys
I've seen
have
plenty
been
of
fighting.
cat fights too, growing up.
Oh yeah,
plenty of cat.
See,
especially the Mexican Vato Cholo girls, man, just dragging people by their fucking hair like nobody's business.
You got to give that girl. You got to give that
pulling
girl
razor
a pat on
blades
the
out
head
their
for me,
titties
though,
and
dude.
shit. Like, fucking catch you, bitch. No, and see, what people don't quite get either is there is a point to, like I said, a little healthy bullying, to fighting, to getting popped in the nose. Like, okay, this stuff helps us learn.
You don't get a lot of what you're reading off that list. That's what you
Exactly.
get. You don't get a bunch of. You don't get a bunch of
Okay.
people that believe that, I've been picked on my whole life and I don't stand out and I don't, I think the problem is like a lot of these kids growing up now, they don't fucking feel, I don't think they feel that they're important, because really what they're doing is they have a phone in front of their face, and my daughter does it all the time. I'm like, we live.
It's no real social life.
Yeah, we have 10.5 acres with a fucking river and a huge forest that's wide the fuck open, and she would rather sit in the house and fucking be on her fucking 8-inch fucking, nanny at 14 years old doing that shit, because that's what they know. That's what they do. The problem with that is, if you grew up and that's all you did, your social skills, your socialization skills of going out, hanging out with friends, getting in trouble, doing, the shit that we used to do, where you're actually learning how to work through society and how to work with different people of different kinds. And, you're using your brain correctly versus I'm just sitting there and I'm just getting my fucking news feed or my information off of my fucking phone. That's what they do. It's fucking horrible. That's why last time we talked, I said, thing people can do to get everybody out of this fucking realm of bullshit is take your kids and start teaching them the way that you were taught as a kid, because everybody had a person in their life. I don't care if it was a dad or not a dad, or a mom or not a mom, or a brother or whatever, or an uncle or a fucking grandfather.
Someone took you outside.
Everybody has a person that fucking, I guarantee you, has one point or another in your life said, hey, this is how you do this. This is how you do this, And that fucking pays immense dividends in the end,
With that being said, Fred, I got to tell you, with all that acreage and stuff, I know you're a skilled fucking woodsman, man. Try approaching her and being like, let's create some shit, and
we did that.
You know what I'm saying? And instead of watching it, she's making this shit that people watch. And not only will you be able to fucking pass on all your, some of your knowledge and shit, and enrich her, it'll boost her popularity too. Because if she's getting 150,000 fucking views on a video that she spent a weekend making with you, it's gonna balance out, And a lot of kids are doing that type of shit.
So let me touch on two things real fast on this, and then we're about to end October. Then we got November, December, and we're done. And then we can wrap up. All right. Because I want to get to this. It just keeps going and going and going.
For national toilet paper,
dude.
month.
I feel like I'm watching. You guys remember?
Toilet paper is used on a daily basis. It wipes people's asses. It's got to be in there. It has to be in there.
There was this
appreciation day.
There was this kid show on PBS back when I was a little kid called Lamb Chops Play Along, and there was this
never ends.
It is the song that never ends. It goes on and on, my friend. That is what I feel like reading this list of holidays, bro. Anyway. Asexual Awareness Week, or ACE Week. That is the last. Yeah, that's the last holiday in October. Now here we are in November, which I previously thought there were none in November. I thought it was the 1 month a year that there were none. That's what I thought prior to finding this list. Apparently, I was mistaken. So we've got International Day of Remembrance. We've got RuPaul's birthday. That one makes sense. International Transgender Day of Remembrance. International Day of Elimination of Violence Against Women, Giving Tuesday, which is the first Tuesday after Thanksgiving.
Isn't that a Jewish holiday?
No,
anyway, keep going.
I think you're thinking of like Fat Tuesday, bro.
Yeah, I think I am. And
Transgender Awareness Week. Which Chris swore we've already done that one. National Homeless Youth Awareness Month. Now, how is that LGBT? I've been a homeless youth. Trust me, I'm not gay. That is not like whatever. Okay, December, World AIDS Day, different from all the other ones. Oh, those were all just national. Duh. World AIDS Day, Pansexual, Panromantic Pride Day.
Just for all the kids at home, what is pansexual again?
Pansexual is the one. I think it's where you have. It's like polygamy. It's like where you have multiple partners. Let me double check.
No, that's
pansexual.
Fuck pandas. That's what that is.
Pansexual. Pansexual term describes someone who's attracted to people. Oh yeah, of any gender. So like a lesbian. That's right. Pansexual is the new term for bisexual. It's different, but it's the same thing. You like
guys or girls? It doesn't matter.
But see, the thing is, I remember where they go with it now. It's coming back to me. The difference is bisexual likes two genders. Bi, right? Pansexual likes all the genders.
Yeah, but there's only two genders. That's a fact.
I know, but in their little in their fever dream minds
themselves,
right? You get what I'm saying?
Two known fucking sexes, male and female.
In their fever dreams.
There's three. There's fucking three. You got hermaphrodites that pop up every once in a blue moon.
Well, see, here's the thing. So
but
there are only 4 possible chromosome chains. People try to make that. You got XX, you got XY. Then when you get to your hermaphrodites, that's where the other one comes in, and you're either XXY or XYY. So they are predominantly one or the other.
Right. Even though they have one that's a predominant organ and one of them that's like a half male organ. Right.
So when it comes to hermaphrodites, if you are an XXY, I'm sorry, you're a female. If you are an XYY, I'm sorry, you're a male. You might have multiple parts, you might have different organs, but your predominantly gene is the same. And
is it gay if you want to bang a hermaphrodite?
Not if it's a chick.
I don't think you can, man. I don't know. I don't think you can.
I think you can if it's the XXY.
If it's XXY, yeah.
But I don't think they can get pregnant, though. I may be mistaken on that.
I mean, if we do anal, I could do either one.
But there, once again, Jason, if it's an XXY, I'm telling you, that is a chick, dude. That is a chick. XXY is a female. So, no, it wouldn't be gay. There you go. Boom.
Thank you.
You heard it here first, guys.
Fact you comes through once more. For Team J-Dog.
Here we go. We're rounding it out.
Rolling right along. We're at an hour and 4 minutes.
Human Rights Day, International Day to End Violence Against Sex Workers, Trans Youth Day. And that is the last of the year. So there we go, everybody. It only took us an hour to get through all the holidays of the year that they get. Now, you tell me that they don't have their fair share. You tell me that they're not being recognized and represented. You tell me that they're being persecuted and hated on. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. They get more holidays than Jesus. Jesus gets 2. And one of them ain't even technically his. It's about a rabbit and some Easter eggs more than anything, you know? And the one that is about him ain't even about him anymore. It's about what do I get from mommy, you know? Like, yeah. So even Jesus' days don't even count for him anymore. And veterans get 1 day, moms get 1 day, dads get 1 day, grandparents just get 1 day, you know. But the gays, which trust me, I got plenty of gay friends. I love them. Some of my nearest and dearest are gays. And believe me, the ones that I truly love and are near and dear to me, they don't subscribe to a lot of this fucking bullshit, you know. Like I got a really good lesbian friend that she ain't about this trans and the kids teach fuck drag queen story hours. Like she ain't about all that. She hates that shit, you know. Yeah. And I know that there are tons gays against groomers. They're out there. Tons of them don't support this stuff. It's a very small niche group and a lot of progressive white women that are pushing this stuff in the name of equality because everyone's feelings have to be okayed and affirmed. And here's the thing. No, that is so unhealthy. Should we have just affirmed Jeffrey Dahmer's feelings?
Right.
Can I interject? I want to interject something there.
Please.
I didn't hear a feminist day.
No. No, you're
exactly.
Right. You're right.
Exactly. That's the only thing I cared about. Those bitches are on our side.
Exactly. Because I'm telling you, the real life feminists.
I'm so glad you pointed that out,
I know,
man.
You did. Thank you.
And this is one thing I learned from the military, from the special side of the military. Your best weapon is your worst enemy. Okay? Because once you can infiltrate an organization with somebody else, it's Katie bar the door, baby. It's fucking mental breakdown for a lot of people inside that organization.
But all righty. I guess we should move on. An hour and 7 minutes is enough on that, huh? Okay, I do want to touch on this at one part. I mean, I did have, some comments and some conspiracy theories and things to make. Then we decided it'd be kind of in poor taste because we did learn the truth of what happened. Okay.
Oh, I'm feeling dark. I'm feeling very dark, gentlemen.
You guys talking about the sub, huh?
The sub,
oh,
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So we were going to talk about
the sub.
I wasn't making fun
Jason
of it.
was making fun
Jason
of the
very
sub.
much has been, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But he's not a dick about it. He understands it is a tragedy and it's horrible, and he's not like. But he's just doing his dark humor.
Funny. It's still hella funny.
Dude. Come on. Let's hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm a military diver, okay, and I've done some fucking stupid shit in the military diving, okay. But I'll tell you what, right now, the Titanic is how many miles below the fucking surface?
2.5
miles.
It's like 61,000 feet or something.
Yeah.
It's 61,000 feet.
No.
Of shit. That's like 7-8 miles.
Yeah, that's way. Yeah, it's like 12,000.
It is. It's like 2.5 miles down. It's like fucking. Like, because a mile is 50,000 or
5,280 feet. Yeah.
280 feet. So it's like 12,000 feet down there, man, roughly. Pressure at 12,000 feet, okay, is,
ridiculous.
Look it up on Google, fact check me, is 5,800 PSI per square inch. Okay. All you got to do is look up the
5,800 per square inch.
Per square inch. No, square inch. Okay. That sub that they decided to take down there was only rated to 4,000 feet. There is fucking shit all over the internet that talks about the fucking lawsuit that happened prior to the fucking, when that sub was initially being used. And here's the fucking funny thing for it. You know what that hull was made out of?
Aluminum.
Carbon fiber, 5 inches of carbon fiber.
Really?
And they decided to put portholes in it so people could look out. That was the fail point. At 5,800 pounds per square inch on a 7-inch porthole, how many fucking foot-pounds do you have on that fucking portal? You know, you got to do the 7-inch circle circumference and all that shit to figure out that area. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably in the vicinity of about 60,000 fucking PSI. That fucking window or that porthole is going to come into you like a goddamn needle in a fucking tornado, man. It's going to blow right through you. You know, that's the fucking problem with it, man. They were using this fucking sub that wasn't even rated correctly to take fucking tourists down.
People, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You know, with the exception of a few people, I've always stood by that the more money somebody has, the fucking stupider they are. Because none of us would get into that motherfucker. We'd be like,
you're 100%. I'm saying that's where I'm going with that. I wouldn't go. I am not fucking getting in some little boat to go look at the Titanic, because I know if something happens at that level of depth. So here's what's fucked up. Unless you dive, you don't realize this. Let's say for some weird reason you were able to go down 2.5 miles to the bottom of the ocean to see the Titanic in some fucking like hard hat suit and all that shit, right? Or in just a regular, let's just say regular fucking scuba suit. You couldn't, but let's say you could.
Okay.
At that depth, the way that this works, the way that the ocean works, with that PSI gets greater as the deeper you go, you can't go back up. You can't physically do it on your own, because the pressure is going to hold you at the bottom of the ocean. It's just going to sit there and crush you at the bottom of the ocean. You understand?
Wow. So you can't like escape the gravity, basically. Like you'd be able to jump, but you wouldn't be able to move, right?
It's 5,800 pounds. It's 5,800 pounds per square inch. So imagine that covering your body. You can't get out of it. You're fucked. So the way, and it was kind of scary, man. The first time I actually realized this is we would dive down to about 200 feet. And once you pass 75 to 100 to 110 feet, right in that 25, 30 foot area of deviation, you start to fall faster and faster and faster and faster. So you'll take your BCD, which is your buoyancy control device, which is hooked to your tank, and you have a little fucking thing.
Yeah.
And you try to, it inflates to slow you down, but here's the problem. It'll inflate to slow you down, but guess what? The farther you go, the more the pressure is, so that air that you just put in compresses to a smaller amount. So you're constantly trying to fucking there's a point of no return, which is usually about the 375 mark, where you're fucked. You're gonna go down. You have to be in a hard hat suit, with the fucking big bubble and the air hoses that go all the way up to the surface, and they've got a chain hooking them up. That's those guys that work on like oil rigs and shit like that. Those things can withstand like fucking 70,000 PSI. They're crazy, so they can go fucking deep as shit. But a human being at that level, man, you're fucked. You're fucked.
Yeah.
So just so you know, 5,800 pounds of pressure across the 7-inch round window would be about 223,097 pounds.
Yeah.
Total.
So that bitch is coming apart like a cheap suit. Promise.
Now, just so you know, I see this all slightly differently. I do.
Please elaborate.
Yeah. Now, people want to say these are rich people being idiots doing dumb things. You wouldn't go down, you wouldn't do that. Now, I believe that one of the most important things that a human being that we can do as human beings is explore, is go places that we haven't been, see things that we haven't seen. And yes, I understand that people have been to the Titanic, but there's been less than 200 people in history.
No.
And less than 200 people that have been down there. In the how many billions have existed? Yes, I've looked it up. Matt Walsh literally just talked about it on his show, bro.
A lot of guys use those submersible vehicles to go down there that are remote control from the surface.
Yeah.
Very
but
few
not
people have been down.
not an actual person. Just
Person. That's why he's saying like, there's less than 200 people that have actually been down there to actually visually see the Titanic.
Yeah.
Everything else has been done by robotics.
Yes.
Everything.
So it's just like even in outer space. Okay. Exploration is an honorable thing that we should be doing. Now, maybe their motives weren't quite right. Maybe they were just rich people trying to blow money. But here's the thing. I'm not rich enough to build a submarine and go check it out myself. So it has to be the poor people can't. It has to be rich people. They're the only people who can afford to do stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And we have to take in consideration that, what is it, about 80% of the ocean is unknown. We don't even know what's down there.
Unexplored.
I believe it's called the Challenger Strait, is the deepest part of the ocean. We don't even know how far down it goes.
Oh, there's a couple trenches.
Challenger Trench. That's what it is. Challenger Trench, I think.
There's
Something
a couple trenches that we've never been down, and we have no idea.
We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about our own ocean.
You know what?
And so I think, in the name of exploration and science and advancement and learning and discovering and going places,
it should be encouraged.
It should be encouraged. It should be honored. It should be commended.
But if you do something stupid like with that window and go down there,
you
got it coming. You know,
there's actually a video of, I believe it's either the CEO or the guy who designed the ship or whatever. Matt Walsh showed it, and he's sitting there on a boat, like about to say, and he's flipped through the contract, and he goes, "Oh, it says that it hasn't been tested. It's not safe for this, and we cut this corner and say this much by dollar. Where do I sign?"
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death. Where do I sign?
We only have one button, that's it. It should be like an elevator.
I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
We can use these off-the-shelf components.
I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
And he's like, okay, so yeah,
that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah,
like,
the guy was
let's
dumb
face it. You know, I used to fucking jump out of aircraft at, obscene amounts of fucking altitude with a free fall chute, right? But here's the thing. Every time I put that chute on my back, right? In that chute, once you put the harness on your left side, there's a little zipper pocket. You can open that up, pull that shit out, and look at when the last time this chute was certified and how it was certified and who certified it with their signature. You know what I'm saying? If that shit wasn't on there, that chute is not getting jumped by me. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So if I'm gonna go down in a fucking submersible,
it's gonna be up to code.
I'm like, dude, what is this fucking thing rated to?
Yeah,
like, how deep has this been rated to?
No, I agree with that.
You know what I mean? That's just common sense. That's just, and I don't want to disagree with you, but I disagree a little bit because, a lot of people are saying, well, those are stupid fucking people. I mean, you're fucking stupid though, man. If you get in a submersible and you don't ask the fucking questions, you know what I'm saying?
Common sense ain't so common anymore.
But you know what I'm saying? Because that's any of us, like, if you're going skydiving for the first time in your life, I promise you're going to have a million fucking questions that you want answered.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're not just going to be like, let's go.
but here's another way I want to put it too. No, and you're right. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. The fact that they were doing something good, but they were dumb about it, doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. They can be the same. You know what I'm saying? Now, if these,
I 100% agree with that exploration side, because that you know what? Let's face it, man. Doing shit like that in a safe and controlled environment, not something that's willy-nilly, but in a safe and controlled environment, man, that is something that, like, people just don't get to experience on an everyday basis, which is more enriching and more nourishing, and it does a lot for you, and it's just it's a good feeling. It's fun.
I mean, I think that was their selling point on that whole fucking stupid thing. That the people were too pompous to realize that they were not safety rated for the ride they went on.
And that's what I'm saying. It's one of those things, like, I mean, it doesn't matter who you are or what you do for fun or anything like that. But you know what? At the end of the day, be fucking smart about what you're doing.
Right.
And being smart doesn't mean like, oh, well, that's dangerous, I'm not going to do it. Being smart is like, it is dangerous, so I want to make sure that I check all the boxes before I go do this, so I know what my risk level is. Because risk analysis is what people don't practice anytime.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I'm going to get behind the wheel of a car. Believe me, I've fucking done it plenty of times, man. Fuck. But when I do it, I always fucking do something like this. Okay, can I see like this? Can I see like this? I'll sit behind the car, make sure I feel good, and I'm like, and you will figure it out yourself. You're not, you make decisions. You know what I'm saying? You do your risk analysis. Like if I had a couple of beers, yeah, I could get behind the car and drive maybe, 10 miles, 15 miles is about my max I'll go. If I fucking am shit house, like a block. Like, oh yeah, I can't, I'll see it down the block or whatever the case may be, but I'm not going too far. You know what I'm saying? But it's all risk analysis, man. You gotta titrate your fucking brain housing group, because your brain is gonna be like, oh dude, this is great. Let's go do this. This is gonna be fucking fun. And you're like, yeah, brain, this is cool. Let's go do this. You got to bring that back and fucking choke that bitch up and say, let's put some fucking thought into what we're doing. I want to do this, but I need to check all these boxes to make sure that what I'm doing, at least I want to know I at least have like a, 70 fucking 30, 70% chance, I'm cool with 70-30, man. I've flown 70-30 full time, You get told to jump out of the back of the C-130 at fucking, 28,000 feet with an oxygen mask on at fucking pitch black. You can't see fucking, it's like E. coli's asshole. It's bad, man. There's a lot of fucking fear that goes through your mind real quick, but you have to titrate that shit. You have to fucking sit back and just, boom, 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 check the fucking, like I said to him, to earlier, I said, hey, we pull out the fucking chute tag and look at it and see when the last time it was packed. I'm going to look at my oxygen canisters. When were the last time these things were filled? When were they certified? And if all that's good, man, I know I'm good because my training is fucking on point. So out the door I go. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't just throw shit on and throw a fucking oxygen tank on. I mean, hell, it could be fucking 3/4 of the way empty. It could be fully empty. It might be full force. Who knows?
You're like, oh, hey, Jed said we're going. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, but that happens. And, these guys are probably smart dudes, they're fucking millionaires and they made money somehow. Maybe some of them inherited or whatever. But there was people on there that were like fucking legitimate, like PhD scientists, motherfuckers, like straight up into geology, fucking had done like the Titanic for years and years and years. They're all into this shit. They should have fucking known better.
Yes.
100%.
Like one of the couple that was on, I don't think people realized was a 19-year-old boy and his father. They were on it was a bonding trip basically, and they were going, to explore the bottom of the ocean, somewhere where, like we said, a few dozen people have been in history. It's really cool, and like a lot of the hate that it's spending towards them is coming from the fact that people are talking about these are billionaires just blowing their money and wasting their money on bullshit. 100% wrong. That is not. Now, if these billionaires were going to Cancun or Barbados, they would be blowing their money because they're going somewhere where millions and millions of people go every year. See, what I don't think people quite grasp, there is literally nothing in this world that any of us will ever do, ever eat, ever see, ever be, ever listen to where only 200 people have. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. Right. There's nothing. Well,
so maybe my wife's panani, but okay, other than that. True that. You're right. Okay. Except for some ladies' vaginas. It's a one-person buffet. That's all I'm saying.
But there are some girls out there that more than 200 have been in. Don't you know that?
Yes, sir.
But you're absolutely right. Because let's face it, man. If I was a fucking millionaire and I had that kind of money, if I had what I like to call "fuck you" money, because everybody wants to have "fuck you" money.
I'd have a
like
spaceship.
Jeff Bezos or
I'd have a spaceship submarine fucking combo ship already right now, dude. I'd have a submarine that could blast into space by now. All right?
I would have already gone down and fucking hit up old boy on SpaceX and be like, man, can I get on a fucking seat to go out in the fucking outer space?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And I get it.
Shit.
Yeah.
I get it. 100%.
They didn't want to go with them because they're fucking conservatives. So.
They totally should have done it a little bit safer. They should have put
even Virgin Airlines goes to fucking high atmospheres.
Right.
Virgin Airlines is got some, they got some fucking shit.
Realistically, would it have hurt anything to wait one more year? Titanic ain't going nowhere. Wait till next summer and make sure that this thing ticks every box like Fred said.
Test it a few more times,
right? Hey, it's remote control. Let's drive it down by itself and see where it starts getting pressure build up, and then see what we can do to fix that and get it deep. Like, let's run some tests over the next 6
Let's
months.
let's put a tether on it, so if there's a emergency, we can tote it back up. You know.
Yeah, send it down and do a fucking initial test before you send it down. But because here's the thing, a lot of people. I mean, the ocean is like you were talking earlier. The ocean's a fucking big, scary beast, bro. I've spent a lot of time.
70% of our planet, man.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time.
80% of it's unknown.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time in the fucking ocean, through my 23, 24 years in the fucking military, man. And I'll tell you what, the ocean is fucking scary, man. It really is. It's a scary beast. You have things in the ocean. They basically call them the black holes of the ocean. Look this shit up and check it out. It'll blow your mind. But they call them the black holes of the ocean. And what they are is they're riptides that happen when you get, you'll hear about tropical waves, right? You hear about on the Atlantic, you get like a tropical wave that's coming in and blah, 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 blah. All a tropical wave is a low depression system that creates fucking hurricanes. That's all a tropical wave is. Okay? But a lot of people be like, a tropical wave, is it like, can I surf it? No, it's a fucking atmospheric condition that has a incredibly low area of low pressure, and surrounding it is an area of high pressure, which condenses everything into a small area and creates basically a cyclone. So these fucking black holes in the ocean are basically whirlpools that form when these tropical depressions come through, and they can go up to 2 miles deep and 500 miles across. They are fucking scary, dude.
Are you
and they exist.
Most of them are larger than a city. But the scariest thing is that you might not even notice heading into one of them. These things are so huge that you won't spot their boundaries until it's too late.
They exist. Yeah, look
no
that
way.
Shit up. Yeah,
no way.
Look up oceanic black hole. Just look it the fuck up.
I've always wondered, so when those whirlpools kick up like that and they're sucking shit down, like water and everything, that water just kicks out somewhere else on the planet, doesn't it?
So what it does
it basically just goes back, it's in the same water.
So you gotta imagine right? the way these things are formed. So you've got water going this way, right?
Right.
And then you got water coming this way.
Right.
Right.
And then they start crossing each other. And
so when it does that, it creates a fucking centrifugal force, right?
Right.
And it just goes down until it doesn't have that centrifugal force anymore, and then it releases. So basically you could get sucked down, close to 1 mile to 2 miles, and then released into the ocean at that depth.
And at that depth, you're so far down that even if you're just getting pushed down anyway.
Yes,
so
these are legitimate things that happen in the ocean, which a lot of people don't know about, man. The ocean is a scary motherfucker, man.
Ocean eddies.
Have you found the ocean? Did you find oceanic black holes?
Yeah, I'm looking at black holes in the ocean and ocean eddies.
Eddies is what they call them, because an eddy is a swirl centrifugal force that creates a whirlpool. That's an eddy.
I know an eddy.
Like an Eddie Van Halen? I do too.
Yeah, he's kind of a centrifugal force too.
That's right.
All right.
But they're scary, man.
But yeah,
Jason is deep in it. He's sucked in.
Just how vast. I mean, if you think about it.
Now I'm getting a picture for you, bro.
It's bad. Did you see one?
Yeah, I got one. I think I did. Might just be a fucking toilet, but I just sent it to you, Scoop.
Fucking dick and balls. I got a picture of one right here.
It's all right.
I got something for you to look at.
Yeah. We'll find the picture when we edit. No big deal.
It's a big swirly.
Like a big swirly, man, and they're huge.
I know. I've probably seen them.
I mean, they can take down fucking full size ships, bro. And what's funny about that is everybody, back in the day, everybody would bitch about the fucking Bermuda Triangle, right? Well, the thing with the Bermuda Triangle is that is actually that area when it gets to that latitude and longitude, because you have the Gulf of Mexico that goes one way, so everything kind of gets diverted down around Cuba and up into the Gulf of Mexico. So you got that suction, and then you got another suction that takes everything up the panhandle, not the panhandle side, but the actual east coast side of Florida and up through Georgia, North Carolina, all the way up there. So you get this split. Once that split happens, that's where a lot of these things form. And just because of where the Bermuda Triangle lies and where the Bermuda Islands lie, they've created a reef structure and a sand structure in that area that diverts this stuff and actually is adding to, that's what creates these fucking tropical storms and creates these eddies, if you want to call it, the oceanic black holes. But it's nuts, man. Yeah, I got deep in the weeds, watched the video on this shit, and I was like, get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, and I started reading about them, but
you know, that kind of segues good into our other topic we're going to talk about, unexplored parts of this world that we live on that we call home, and explorers from other worlds. I guess we call them aliens, UFOs.
Antarctica, baby.
So, especially you being a military guy. So this is from
I know a little bit about Antarctica, not a lot.
The Debrief, which is a newspaper article. But anyway, intelligent official says U.S. has retrieved craft of non-human origin. This is from June 5th of this year. A former intelligence official turned whistleblower has given Congress and the Intelligence Committee Inspector General executive classified information about deeply covert programs that says possession retrieved intact and partial intact craft of non-human origin. The information, he says, has been illegally withheld from Congress, and he filed a complaint alleging that he suffered illegal retaliation for his confidential disclosures reported here for the first time. Other intelligence officials, both active and retired, with knowledge of these programs through their work in various agencies, have independently provided similar corroboration information both on and off the record. The whistleblower, David Charles Grush, Grusch, 36, a decorated former combat officer in Afghanistan, is a veteran of the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency, NGA, and the National Reconnaissance Office, NRO. He served as a reconnaissance officer representative for the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force from 2019 to 21. From late 21 to July 22, he was the NGA's co-leader of UPA analysis and representative to the task force. The task force was established to investigate what were once called unidentified flying objects, or UFOs, and are now called unidentified anomalous phenomenon, or UAP. I didn't even know they changed that. The task force, once led by a Department of Naval officer, or under the Department of the Navy, under the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence and Security. It has been reorganized and expanded into the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office to include investigations of objects operating underwater. So I guess they go underwater now too.
Yes, so that was what I was getting at.
Grush, the dude, said the recoveries of partial fragments through and up to intact vehicles have been made for decades through the present day by the government, its allies, and defense contractors. Analysis has determined that the objects retrieved are of exotic origin, in parentheses, non-human intelligence, whether extraterrestrial or unknown origin, end parentheses, based on the vehicle morphologies and material science tests and the possession of unique atomic arrangements and radiological signatures, he said. In filing his complaint, Grish is represented by blah, blah. Okay, so he's filing. We are not talking about prosaic, I'm pronouncing it right, prosaic, Prosaic, prosaic origins or identities, Grush said, referencing information he provided Congress and the current ICIG. The material includes intact, okay, we already read that. In accordance with protocols, he provided the Defense Office of Publication and Security Review at the Department of Defense with his information he intended to close to his on-the-record statements were all cleared for open publication on April 4th and 6th, blah, blah, blah. He discloses and these of non-public witnesses under, okay, blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Signed a growing determination of many of the government to unravel a colossal enigma and national security implications that have bedeviled the military and tantalized the public going back to World War II and beyond. For many decades, the Air Force carried out a disinformation campaign to discredit reported sightings of unexplained objects. Now, with 2 public hearings and many classified briefings under his belt, Congress is pressing for answers. Carl E. Neal, recently retired Army colonel and current aerospace executive, who was the Army's liaison, for the UPA task force from 21 to 22 and worked with the Grush. He says Grush is beyond reproach. So he's discrediting him. Christopher Mellon, who spent nearly 20 years in the U.S. Intelligence Agency and served as a Deputy Assistant Secretary for Defensive Intelligence, has worked with Congress.
Greg, you're muted.
Oh, yep, he is muted. A number of well-placed current and former officials have shared detailed information with me regarding these alleged programs, including insight into, okay, blah, 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 blah. It's enough reading. Anyway, so basically, this guy official's coming out, and there's a few others. If you go into it, there's others that are corroborating his stories, as of course there are some that aren't, saying that we actually have found partial and intact craft that is not human. Fred, you're still muted. There you go.
I turn my stuff off when you're talking, man.
There you go. That's all right. There you go. But yeah, so what do you think?
I mean,
are you an aliens guy? Do you think they exist?
Oh, well, I don't know. How do I word this? I've seen some weird shit like growing up in Angwin.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
remember when the black thing went over the house?
No, I mean, I remember. I don't know if Jason was with me or not, but this was back. Fuck, you were around when I was dating that chick Nancy, right? Jason?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure you were, man. Nancy, Michaela, all those fucking weirdo chicks that I was fucking around with.
She had nice ass titties.
Yep, that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a group of us walking back to my folks' house up Summit Lake Drive, and it was like 2:30 or 3 in the morning, man. And we were walking up the fucking road because that's how we used to walk up the fucking road and then go through the vineyard.
You told me about this shit. Yeah. I remember.
And all of a sudden, man, we're walking up the road. There's a clearing as we're walking up the road. And granted, this is out in fucking like where I lived, and Jason can attest to it, man. It's literally out in BFE. Like there's no fucking neighbors. There's nothing out there. There's nothing.
Well, there's neighbors, but they're in a certain area. Yeah, it's a ways away. Yeah.
I grew up out in Lake County, but I understand.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm actually from Lake Napa, Sonoma. Like I bounced around those 3. I traveled all across the whole state, but those were that's my tri-county area. Yeah.
But yeah, we're walking up to my house, man, and nobody was fucking dosing. Nobody was on anything other than maybe some fucking weed. That was it. So hallucinations are not a thing on weed, as everybody knows. And out of the corner of my eye, I caught this green fucking shit in the air, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And like everybody looked, and you remember those aerobie? They were called aerobies. They were like a frisbee, but it was a ring, and you could throw them, and they'd go like fucking like 1,000 yards. They were red with a black inner circle.
Yes, they were just they were hot, like open in the center. They were like this round.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I remember those.
There was like 6 of these things, and they had to have been probably 1,500 to 2,000 feet up. You know, at that time they looked really close, but you know, looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, realistically, that was probably 1,500 to 2,000 feet, so give or take. But there were 6 of them, and they were fucking moving around like this, just doing weird shit, and then they would boop, 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 and they were gone. And I was like, what the fuck was that? Everybody was just kind of like in shock and awe. Everybody just kind of shut the fucking mouth. Wow. We just kept on walking and continued on with the night. Never saw anything after that, man. I get into the military. I'm on my very first deployment. We are crossing from Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. We're going across the fucking Atlantic Ocean, and they steam right through the fucking Bermuda Triangle. They don't give a fuck. The whole fucking carrier fleet. So you've got like 16 fucking ships, an aircraft carrier, submarines, fucking, naval fucking Marine Corps carriers, all this shit. And we're going across the fucking ocean, man. Me and my buddy Bob Riom, we're at the bow of the ship because you could go up to the bow and like check everything out and look over the front, and it was pretty fucking cool. Off in the distance, we saw this. Pretty much, it was the color of this fucking. You can't really see the blue on that can right there, right?
Hold it up close to your shirt. Hold it up close to your shirt.
There you go. Yeah.
It's like it was like this color blue, man. It was like almost like a glowing aquamarine blue. And it was underneath the surface of the water. It had to have been down there quite some, a few feet down. The boat went literally right over this fucking thing. And as we went over it, like it kept going. Like we were not getting out of the fucking circle. You know what I'm saying? But like you saw it coming, and then and then this fucking thing just went right to left, like boom, at the fucking blink of an eye, gone. It was the fucking weirdest shit I ever seen in my life, dude. The weirdest shit I've ever seen in my life.
That's crazy.
And that shit really happened. And we were stone cold sober because we're on a ship. We don't have alcohol. We're not fucking, smoking anything or doing anything, And we get.
I've seen weird lights in the sky. I remember one night I was sitting there watching. And it was this red light, which was weird, and it wasn't flashing like a helicopter. But it was just, and it was off in the distance, and I'm sitting on the hill with my buddies. We're chilling. We were smoking a joint, but we were just smoking a joint, and it's just cruising like this, nice and slow. And then it's up at Canocti, and I'm up on top of Canocti, like out by Canocti, like out by the harbor and stuff. And it kind of stops. Like if we were looking out, it's not over the lake by any means, but if you're looking out over the lake, like it's out in that direction, and it just stops all of a sudden. It just sits there for a couple minutes, and then. Just takes off, and gone, like out of sight. And so,
I mean, it happens, man. But here's the thing. I mean, here's the reality that I hate to play the devil's advocate, but I always play the devil's advocate because I like to look at things from both sides of the fence.
Some sort of experimental human.
Realistically, realistically, we already know that, so we live in the Milky Way galaxy. They've already been able to say and find through the different. You got the Explorer out there.
There are Earth-like planets.
You got the Voyager. You got all. There's an infinite number of different galaxies. You know what I'm saying? Infinite numbers.
Okay? And when you compare how many solar systems are our galaxy alone,
correct.
And then you take that and make it
numbers of solar systems within our galaxy. Right.
See, I don't think what a lot of people don't quite grasp is all the stars that we see are solar systems. That's a sun. Those are solar systems.
Sun. It is a sun.
And they're all within we only can see the ones in our galaxy. Like we can't see outside of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we're not seeing 27 bajillion light year galaxies away. Like we're not seeing all that shit, Now I am a firm believer of, yes, there is life out there in outer space. I'm not oblivious enough to say it. The Bible even confirms it. If anyone religious wants to debate me on this, we can. Life does exist in outer space. Actually, heaven is in outer space. Just so you know, the Bible confirms that also.
Well, I mean,
anyway,
it's statistically impossible for there not to be anything else.
Now, do I necessarily believe that they're super technologically advanced and then that they can travel throughout space and time and all that type of stuff? Not necessarily time, but just space. Not necessarily, quite possibly. Some, like even on Earth, some species and things are more advanced than others. So in outer space, same reason. But here's where, even if they can travel through space and all that, here's where I think it's unlikely that we've been visited. You think a dart on a dartboard is a bad compare? Like the odds, like there are planets out there that could support life, but they may not. And the odds of actually finding planets that do are very slim and very hard. And so, I mean, it's like a shot in the dark. Like it's like a pin on a dartboard the size of a movie screen to find a star that just so happens to have a planet that just so happens to have intelligent life. You know what I'm saying? So the odds of them actually coming here, even if they can travel through space, in my opinion, is quite slim. So I don't necessarily believe we have been visited, even though I do believe that there is life out there. But I'm not saying that it's not possible, because if we can find light, like potential planets that could support life, well, then somebody potentially could have found us also. But it is very slim, is the point I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? Like astronomically slim.
You want to fill this one, John?
Go ahead.
Yeah, man, I don't mind. So here, like, you're absolutely right. So you can't see, like, everybody thinks like they look up in the sky and they see like
The
all
universe.
Yeah. They see all these fucking stars and shit. They're absolutely right, because these are all stars that are within our universe. Because you can look up into the night sky with you can actually do it with a pair of 10 power binoculars, and you can identify Andromeda, which is the next closest galaxy to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can actually look up there with a 10 power pair of binoculars, and you'll actually see the swirl with the fucking octopus arms coming off of it. And that is Andromeda that's up there. And the center of it has the brightest fucking illumination piece. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at like a prime example is Betelgeuse.
I was about to ask that. Isn't that where Betelgeuse is?
No, Betelgeuse is in the Milky Way galaxy. That's
is
where
it in the
we're
Milky
at.
Way? Okay.
So we're part of the Milky Way. So Betelgeuse is out there. I forget how many fucking light years it is, but it's a minute. I mean, we wouldn't make it there in our time at all.
No.
But that whole belt of Orion over time, and like this is found in archaeological digs. You can watch. I like Ancient Aliens. Ancient Aliens is cool, but Ancient Aliens kind of like fucking is a bunch of little bullshit. I think they got side tangents and stuff that I don't really agree with all the time. But just
Betelgeuse
basic.
He's the top of Orion, isn't he?
Say again.
Betelgeuse is the top of Orion, his head?
No, Betelgeuse is this so you've got the belt of Orion. So when you look up at the belt of Orion, you'll see in the night sky, you can see it now, it's going to be 3 stars, extremely bright, in a perfect horizontal row.
Right.
The center star is Betelgeuse.
Center one is? Okay.
That's how it works. Yeah. And so that's the brightest star in that belt of Orion. They call it the belt because it's like what he's wearing around his belt. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you look at Egyptian stuff, you look at Mayan stuff, you look at all this other shit that they've dug up in archaeological finds. The belt of Orion is notated time and time again against different civilizations.
All over the world.
All over the world. For thousands of years.
Thousands of years. Tens of thousands of years.
Yes.
I don't know about 100, but tens of thousands of years.
Exactly. And so that is kind of like, that's something interesting. And it's kind of funny that now the U.S., like the government plays a big role into watching what's going on at the belt horizon, because now they're watching the supernova that's taking effect. So there's a supernova that's actually taking effect at Betelgeuse. They're predicting, they don't know when it's going to go, but because it's so many light years away that what we're seeing right now is literally from, it could be like 1 million years ago. You know what I'm saying? That light that you're getting is finally getting to us, because I want to say that thing is like 265 fucking light years away, or 260. I forget what it is. You got to look it up.
Here, Alexa,
it's out there, man.
How far away is the star Betelgeuse?
Yeah, there you go.
No, it is not on fucking San Cedro Avenue. Get out of here. Alexa, how far is the star Betelgeuse? Alexa, stop. You fucking dumb bitch.
Stop,
All right.
I'm going to type.
Yeah, I'm just typing. How she's telling me about some beetle tattoo place. How far is
while you're researching that, I just want to throw something out there for food for thought for everybody. Is
640 light years away from Earth.
So it takes 640 years for the light you see tonight to get here.
Yes, which is light travels at 186,000 miles per second.
Per second. Yep. But that's how long it takes. So that many fucking years, 600 and what was it, 680, 684, what was it?
640.
640. So 640 fucking years. So the light you see tonight, if you look up at Orion's belt and look at Betelgeuse, and Betelgeuse is the red star in the Orion's belt. And that's the thing. That's why they're talking about it being in supernova, because a supernova starts with the red star. And then
Betelgeuse is more than 12,000 times brighter than our sun.
Yeah, it's huge. So it's huge. It's literally it makes like if you look at they've got diagrams that shows Betelgeuse versus our sun.
Yeah.
Our sun looks like a pinprick.
Yeah.
Like
Here's the thing. When will Betelgeuse explode supernova? How long would Betelgeuse's supernova last, and why? Exact answer: till 100,000 years.
Yeah.
Astronomers have predicted that for the last 100,000 years, or for at least 100,000 years from now, humans will see Betelgeuse.
Yeah.
So that's how long.
Like you'll when that thing goes supernova, you'll see that for fucking a long. It's supposed to light up the night sky. It'll literally be like fucking daylight at night, like a dim daylight is what they're saying. Because that star is so big. They call that I forget. If you look up the classes of stars,
it's a super giant.
I think it's a blue giant. A blue giant. Yeah.
So it's a big motherfucker.
Which is. Yeah, it's later for our star is young compared to Betelgeuse. It's a white dwarf. It's in big. It's like toddler.
It's a baby.
It's a baby.
You my stubby baby.
It's a baby. Baby, the other white meat. It's what's for dinner.
That's right.
All right. Anyway. Let's go ahead and move on so we can wrap up because we're pushing up to 2 hours already. Let's get into the real. We're here for the big tea bag, and I don't know if you guys know about this, but I decided.
Oh, I didn't tell Fred.
I think today we're going to go ahead. We're going to drop a big old tea bag right into Hunter Biden.
Oh shit!
Yes. Hunter Biden. So you heard that he finally got prosecuted. Like they showed us that it's not like it's a fair justice system out there. But they do persecute everybody.
The big guy didn't stop it.
Fuck him. Plea deal.
The big guy didn't stop it.
He got a fucking plea deal.
They charged him with 2 tax evasions and a fucking gun crime.
Jail time. It's a fucking bullshit scam.
And he got probation. Okay. The same DA.
Fucking probation.
The same DA.
You know what would happen if I fucking fucked up my taxes? I'd be sitting in the clink for a good 6 to 12.
The
and
same
this guy
DA.
decided he wanted to turn around and fucking embezzle like fucking over $1 million plus, and he's gonna fucking get probation. Suck my big hairy white masculine cock, you fucking idiot.
I love it.
So
man, I get pissed at that shit. That whole shit show, bullshit, fucked up, dumbass family. And I'll tell you what, I told Jason this the other day, man. I cannot hate fucking Joe Biden for anything. You want to know why?
No, he's
Joe
a senile
Biden's
old man.
81 fucking years old. He's 81 years old.
Exactly.
He's a fucking idiot. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. And the constituents he have that run his fucking administration are the ones that are fucking up this country. And this dumbass, who's probably on 37 different types of fucking medication to keep him somewhat sane, doesn't understand what the fuck's going on either, because this guy falls down fucking airplane steps, misspeaks about shit in a fucking... He was at a goddamn dinner for fucking people that were funding his re-election, and he decided that we're going to go on a limb and we're going to talk about classified fucking material. This was the other night. Look this shit up. It's all over the fucking webs, man. This guy is a fucking idiot. He doesn't know any better. He doesn't fucking
he's slipping in dementia. You know what I'm saying? Is the
And
problem?
that's what I'm saying.
And
and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, hey, it's cool if you're going to be an old dude and be the fucking president. That's cool, but old in my idea for somebody that's running the country
should be lucid.
It's like 55.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I do agree. I do agree. There isn't a point that is too old, but yes. I do kind of also agree. If you're still lucid, if you're still functioning,
he ain't fucking lucid, man.
But he's not. Yeah. You know, it's like Donald Trump.
I think, you know, if you're gonna be over the age of 65 and run for president, because 65 is the fucking federal
that's pretty old
retirement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think if you're gonna be the 65 and over,
you should be sharp.
You have a sharp. You got to have a psyche valve. You got to have all this shit before you
remember,
get
they made Trump do that shit because he had his finger on the button.
Yeah, but they won't. They wouldn't do it. They won't do it.
The hypocrisy here, I think, is something that we should actually point out.
What, 75? Trump's 75 now, 72?
76. 76 right now.
76. Love Trump to death, man. And
and you are correct, Jason. Just so you know, last week we were talking, or the other week we were talking about it, and I said I think Biden's only 78. I'm mistaken. He is 81.
He's 81.
Yeah.
He's 81. But you know, Trump, I love Trump to death, man. But here's the thing with Trump. Trump goes hard in the fucking paint, and I love that. I love dudes that fucking step into office and go hard in the paint.
Yeah.
The problem is at that age, and when you're fucking hard in the paint like that, your days are numbered, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your fucking days are numbered. So who's going to be your runner-up is whoever that fucking VP is behind that dude. You know what I'm saying? That's who you need to fucking take into account when you're voting for somebody as well. Yeah. That's in that age group. Because can you imagine the Dems I bet the Dems were betting on it when this fucking old fuck got elected in the first place. They would love to have dumbass, fucking uneducated Kamala Harris become the fucking president, because that bitch could be railroaded worse than this dude could.
Well, why do you think that they've been talking about trying to enact that with the 24th Amendment. Which one is it?
The 24th Amendment.
24th Amendment thing. Yeah. Dude, before the election, you remember when Nancy Pelosi started talking about it and everyone was thinking she was talking about Trump? She was not talking about Trump.
Talking about fucking Biden.
She was talking about Biden. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But just unfortunately, Kamala.
No.
Yes, she was.
I disagree.
But unfortunately,
she was talking about Trump.
I hate to fucking be like that. I hate to get in the middle of like this shit, but I'll tell you what, Jason. At the end of the day, so Nancy Pelosi. Let's fucking peel back the onion on this bitch, right?
Well, don't get me wrong.
No. Nancy Pelosi. Back when we were kids and we were able to buy like fucking AR-15s and shit and fucking wherever we wanted to, and it wasn't a big deal. That bitch was in charge of California. There was no fucking issues. We didn't have fucking problems. There was no problems. We could do whatever. Everything was still fucking perfectly fine. Okay. She plays the fucking card that she's dealt. Okay. But at the end of the day, that bitch is pretty hard in the paint. I mean, I hate to say it. She did do some fucking shit that, was like, so. But here's the thing. She was also, as a quote unquote Democrat, so she's got to play that card. But on the same token, she didn't play it to the extent. She's not a big supporter of LGBTQ fucking alphabet bullshit. She's not. She never has.
I don't want to get in. I don't want to get into a big old debate about fucking Pelosi.
Yeah. We can discuss Pelosi on another day, bro.
That's another show.
But what I'm saying is like. She's fucking good to go, man. I think she is. And she was putting that whole fucking 24th Amendment against Biden.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
That was
because she understood that, hey, this dude is older than me. And even she knew I was like, she was like, fuck it, I'm old. I gotta step down.
She was just talking about it, setting the stage for when he was in, they could use the senile thing. Because she was talking about senile shit. And Trump's far from senile. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
she was talking about Biden the whole time.
Yeah. But anyway, back to Hunter, because here it is. And I guess it ain't just him. I mean, I guess it's the legal system, it's the justice system in general a little bit. I mean, it's the favorite. It's the two.
It's the elite class is what it fucking is.
They thought
it's not the elites. It's not an elite thing.
No,
the problem is that when the administration came into office.
Well, we have
the
two
FBI director was replaced by their choice.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Justice Department was fucking replaced, just as the Department of Defense was replaced with their new fucking guy, the black dude. Okay. Which, I mean, I got nothing against him, but he is a fucking piece of shit. All these players were put into fucking effect when this administration started. Which, any administration will do, because actually what they're doing is they're stacking the deck in their corner so that if something happens, they can pad their own cell, so to speak.
Yeah,
because let's face it, man, elections, I'm not a big fan of them anymore, because every time we vote and we get a new president, I don't give a fuck who it is. And I've preached this for years. Nothing ever changes. It just gets worse. It never changes for the better. Nothing ever changes. Here, if you ever
I
notice
would argue it got a bit better under Trump than it was.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
What was better?
But that's just because he's not part of he's not them, and that's
Well,
why.
I mean, but let me ask you this. What was better? Tell me what was better.
It did get better.
Better.
Gas prices,
Well, gas for
interest
starters,
food
job rates. Even black people had the highest jobs in history.
Okay,
there was more food on our
I'm
table.
going to stop you on the jobs right there, and this is what I'll say. In today's time, it's not that people can't get jobs. It's that
of course.
It's that people don't want to work.
Yeah.
Because you look online, you can find fucking jobs all over the motherfucker. But now with the Democratic fucking regime that's in there, I will give you fucking handouts to not work. So that I can't play the job thing.
That's because the government is actually the Democrats. I shouldn't say the government. The Democrats actually want to transition to socialism because they want to be more like China. They want to be as close to communist as possible.
A left-wing party. A left-wing party is a socialist, a socialistic environment.
Yes.
Which
is just the bastard cousin to communism.
Correct.
I just wanted to say that the part of this want is what you said, leaning on to the need of the state, and to you, Fred. It's not that people don't want to work, it's the wages that are offered are not enough to survive anymore. And I'm not beating a drum for minimum wage. Don't get me wrong whatsoever.
I believe minimum wage should be zero, personally.
Zero. I agree also. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is
cost of living is ridiculous in some places.
The cost of living is so astronomical that people can, like, especially here in California, and this is going to feed right back into what you're saying, Ray, and you, John, the cost of living is so astronomical, and it's easier to lean on the state than it is to be self-sufficient.
See, Jason, you're
So
not.
right there,
hold on.
You're not. Because what's happening there is, I mean, it's state by state. Where I live, right? Where I live in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Gas. If I want to go pick up fucking regular unleaded today, which I did, it's fucking $2.89 a gallon. That's it. $2.89 a gallon here. Have a nice day. You know, if I want to get fucking, I think medium grade was like fucking $3.15 or $3.16, and I think high grade was like $3.49. You know what I'm saying?
So
diesel.
But this is also a very, very, very red state.
That's what I'm trying to get to, guys. Is Jason, you are correct. It is very expensive to live in place, but those places are democratic states. Those are democratic cities. Right here in Missouri, I can show you 2-bedroom houses for $500 a month. I can show you 3-bedroom houses for $650. I can show you a 4-bedroom, 4-bath house for $999 a month right here in Missouri. You can get 10 acres. You can get a minimum home
for fucking less than $122,000.
You could get a job at McDonald's here in Missouri, and if you work full-time at that McDonald's, you can afford a 2-bedroom house here by yourself.
California is the fucking
California is different. New York,
it is.
You know,
and I wish, Jason, you know, I love you to death, man, and I have the same battle with my sister because she lives down in San Diego, and like she bitches because like they just raised the rent, they fucking gas prices are out of fucking control. It's just a whole shit show of fucking crap that's going on. And I always tell her like, hey, you know what? Pick your shit up and get the fuck out of Dodge, you know? But everybody's biggest fucking thing is when they do that, is they're worried about if I move, I got to reestablish and I got to start from scratch. Yeah, you're right. You do.
That hard.
But guess what?
It ain't that hard.
But it ain't that hard. But
and it's fun too.
Nothing great is ever accomplished by mediocrity.
Yeah.
And by sitting still. The only thing you get from sitting still is stagnation.
It's
stagnation.
Yeah, that's what we plan on doing, man. I got 2 more years, and my youngest will be done with school, and I'm fucking done with this state.
Hey,
you know?
I'm a Cali boy. Check it out. I still got it. I still rock it. I'm California through and through. 707. I got my fucking Napa. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about it. But there's a reason why I call it California. It's basically a commune. I mean, if you don't affirm your child's gender now, it's considered child abuse, and they can take your kid away in California just for not affirming their gender. So
I think that's Oregon.
No, there's already been one case in California. Yes, it's happened. There's one woman lost her kid.
We lost Fred.
Oh, he might have maybe shit dropped or something. Well, no, his screen's still there. He might have just froze because it should have gone like black if we lost him.
Maybe
he's still yes, 3 of 3. He's still in the call.
He's got poor internet. He's like
yeah. That's all right. That's all right. There he is. There he is. Oh, he walked away from us. He tricked us, dude. He fucking.
Man, I'm sorry. I gotta go get a beer. Hold on about that.
We didn't even see you. You just disappeared, man.
He's like a Sasquatch.
He was like fucking poof, ninja dust. Look at them guns, bro. I'm working on it. Check it out.
This is the worst fucking tattoo I think I got on my body. Let me show you this.
I bought me fucking a set, bro. I've been trying to hit him.
Bro, look at this fucking tattoo I got put on my arm, man. So it's a fucking 3-headed Catholic priest with an inverted fucking crucifix. See that shit?
Yeah, that's pretty.
I love it. You know who got it? You know who I got that done by?
Who?
A guy off of Ink Masters called K. Cutta.
Nice.
Yeah. Here in North Carolina. Here in North Carolina. Yeah.
I heard that name before.
I've gotten very mixed reviews with the local populace around here, with all the Baptist churches. So
yeah. I mean, I was baptized Catholic. I believe Catholicism got a lot of things wrong. They twisted what Jesus actually said. I don't really follow under any. I'm a Christian. I don't follow any one of the religions. I just listen to what Jesus said. And it's really easy to follow what he said. It's all the red letters. You know what I'm saying? When you open the book, just look at the red words. And that's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? And what I did when I was locked up is I hooked up with this group when I was in there that was quite, they were Protestant, bunch of good guys, but they were really big into studying. But we got our hands on a Bible concordance, which translates the Bible back into Greek, Hebrew, and Aramaic, which are the original way it was written. Because things are lost in translation. They really, really are. And so when you get into that, you actually get into the meanings of things, of what was actually said. And so it's not hard to actually know what the guy was talking about if you do that. And Catholicism got a lot of things wrong. I'll just say that. My grandma's Catholic, so I don't want to badmouth him. And as long as you know, but it don't offend me. It don't bother me at all. Whatever. It is what it is. Fuck it.
Catholicism, my wife's a Catholic. She diehard, she comes from half Hispanic family, so she's diehard in the wolf.
Yeah, for sure.
And stuff like that. And I'm one of those guys that my favorite subject that I always fucking loved, and probably the only one I did good at. And what's happening?
I think Jason was playing with himself right in front of us, dude.
I know. It looked like a little.
It looked like it a little bit.
See,
there it is. But put a black bar across that. Sorry, ladies.
But here's the thing.
I was scratching my nuts. God damn it.
And like I said, so like my biggest thing that I liked when I was growing up was fucking history, man. Love history. I still like to watch fucking history shit.
Yeah.
The Catholics were some fucking straight up badasses out of fucking they were like the original fucking gang.
Of course. Those Knights Templar and shit, dude.
These guys went through
those Holy Crusades.
Yes, they went through and literally
brutal
conquered shitloads of land, not for fucking to own the land, but to own the people by saying your religion is bullshit, and you're going to convert to Catholicism. And if they didn't, they would be brought to the Inquisition. You know what I'm saying?
They were fucking dead.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's how, and that's like, my whole thing was like, I grew up, like both my parents, my mom is from, her family is from Norway, and my dad's family is from Germany. So my parents were born in the U.S., and then I was born in the U.S. So my parents were first generation U.S., and then I was second. But those fucking people that lived in those, both those people that, those people that lived in those, all those dudes were either Vikings or pretty much they were all Vikings in that whole area. In Germany, Well, Germany wasn't even Germany. Germany was fucking, what did they call it? They called it Prussia, is what it was called, with a P.
Deutschland.
So,
Deutschland.
no, it was called Prussia. So Prussia was more of like a Slavic country. But these guys were fucking taken over by the Catholics. They came in and, they went up into fucking Norway, Sweden, all that shit, Finland, and met with the fucking dudes that decided that, hey, you're Vikings, but no, we're not going to, this is a horrible religion, and then they had fucking issues and clashes and stuff like that. And they do the same thing all the way through the fucking, Europe and pretty much Africa and everywhere else, which that's good on them, man. They are the OGs of when it comes to fucking herd conformity and
that's
politics.
Savage.
Because the Catholic Church is the OG. The Catholic Church is the OG on politics, man. They 100%, because they run fucking Europe, bro. I don't care what anybody says, because Rome is its own. The Vatican is its
sovereign
state country.
Yeah, right. The Vatican's one of the richest nations in the world.
In the world, correct.
And it's
fucking weird,
dude. And it's like the size of Miami.
Right. And you know what? That's fucking weird, man. That's fucking weird. And you know what's funny about this? I mean, I don't mean to get on a fucking high tangent or anything, because I've been smoking some of my homegrown. But here's the thing: have you ever noticed that in today's time, like, everybody gets wrapped around the axle about the minutia shit, like, and I find myself doing it. So, like, the gay shit, like, people get wrapped around the axle with the gay shit. Like, you did the whole fucking conversation, the read down of the gay stuff, right? People get wrapped around, this is what I really get wrapped around. People get wrapped around firearms issues, the brace stuff. We're going to outlaw this, we're going to outlaw that. People get wrapped around fucking politics when it comes to, like, the immigration issues or the school issues, like, how are the schools being funded? So there's all these different facets of basically possibilities that are out there that people can get sucked into, because you will all get sucked into.
It's just
one of these
ways to separate us
no, it's not a separation thing, it's a distraction. Everybody will get sucked into a distraction, and when you get sucked into it, make it your primary. That's the thing. We're hitting on this, we're doing it, we're gonna work through this problem. So now you're focused on this distraction. And the shit that's going on that you're not even fucking seeing out of your right or left fucking vision, because you're so focused on what's going on about this current thing that's fucking this big in a pool that's this big. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I've been in the government system for 23 years, man, doing shit for the government that the government doesn't want people to do. I'm telling you, that's how it works. That is literally how it fucking works. No, it really is. That is how it fucking works. Don't put that shit on the air, please.
Oh no, it's going on.
Yeah.
All right, so
anyway, up. Hunter Biden. So here's what I think, and it's quite silly, because once again, the left, the Democrats, they don't even realize how transparent they fucking are, and the fact that what they do shows the complete opposite of what they're trying to do. But they thought by the big guy not intervening and stopping this would have showed that it's not impartial, we're fair. Like, the problem is we live in a society with two forms of justice, two systems of justice,
and
justice
system.
And you get your punishment depending on which side of the aisle politically you land on, whether it's Black Lives Matter, Antifa, LGBTQ rights, or are you a straight white male? Are you Christian? Are you conservative? Are you what? So,
or you're a crackhead,
are
you
Democrat,
president,
or are you Republican? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So Hunter Biden, on camera, smoking crack with guns, totally illegal. You're not allowed. Lied on forms to buy guns, totally illegal. Tax evasion of millions, totally illegal. The same fucking people who prosecuted him are on record. Like, they've sent people to prison for 5, 10 years for these tax things. The gun crime carries anywhere from 5 to 15, and they've sent people away for that thing before. So the fact that they try to act like that, oh, we're fair, we prosecute anybody. Look, Joe won't step in, and then they totally let the dude off with a fucking not even. Dude, he
on the wrist.
He gets probation.
Stop
right?
that.
He gets probation.
The big guy doesn't like that.
he gets probation for the tax, okay? And then he gets a diversion class for the gun, but he doesn't even qualify for the fucking diversion class, so he can't take it. So he doesn't even have to take it. So he has no diversion class, no nothing he has to take whatsoever. That gun charge just is there, but whatever. It's completely fucking insane, and it shows just how ludicrous and unfair it is, and it shows that, once again, like, you can't trust them. You know, you can't trust the thing they say. Hunter Biden should be in jail, you know. And not that I'm a total proponent of jail, but then again, I'm also like, because, you know, I've been there plenty, but it's like, when you fuck up and you make a mistake, you get a timeout. And I'm sorry if you did it, you deserve it. And I mean, I don't get out. No one bails me the fuck out. I don't get off. You know what I'm saying? When I get busted, I have to serve my time. You know, I get the time out.
Isn't that like what you're talking about with unbinded, man? I look at that. That's the status quo for the way that the new system is, because
the GAE. It's called the GAE. See, we have two.
Look at Mayorkas, man. Mayorkas. They've been fucking trying to pull this guy to the coals, man, for fucking up the border for what, the past year, right? And they just dragged their feet on it. You know what I'm saying? They tried to fucking take Kamala Harris because she was put in charge of border overseeing.
Border czar. Took her fucking like 8 months to even go there, dude.
And she never did a fucking thing, and that just died off.
Hey, and she went to the most northern part of the fucking border, completely away from where all the shit's happening. You know, it's like,
and I mean, but that's really, honestly,
we did an episode on that.
I hate to fucking back it up, but like, honestly, man, every administration is the same way. It doesn't matter if it's Republican or Democrat, man. You look at what George Bush did, not the original, the junior, okay? The weapons of mass destruction, right?
No, you're not too wrong.
There was no fucking weapons of mass destruction.
That was a farce. That was all farce.
Look,
exactly. But and those were grounds like you could literally get bad. You know what I'm saying? You started a war over something that actually did not exist. That you could get raked over the coals, but he didn't. But it happens in every administration, and the system is fucking flawed. And it's been flawed. It's been flawed for quite some time. And the problem is that we're getting into that age group where we can actually start to look at things at a different level. And just like your parents, I guarantee you heard your parents bitch about shit the government was doing. Like, this is fucked up. They're doing this. I heard it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the fucking time. Oh, yeah. But we're falling into that group to where we can start to spot this shit because we've been on the planet long enough to know that that's fucking bullshit.
Right.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's true. That makes a lot of sense.
But the people underneath us, the guys underneath us, they don't fucking know. 20-somethings, they have no idea, dude. They have no idea.
There's some
30-somethings, they might have a little bit of an idea, but still the 30-something guys are still, or the 30-something people are still more worried about fucking success and making money and all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Nobody really starts to fucking open up their eyes until they hit their 40s. Because once you hit your 40s, you start to look at retirement. You start to look, what am I going to do?
Your mortality starts coming into check. You start recognizing this type of shit.
Yeah.
I'm beginning to think about it too now, dude. Because
you look at things through a different fucking light. You know what I'm saying? And so now you can actually see, because once you start, like, mortality is a great thing. So you start looking at medical insurance and how am I going to use it? And then you find out how fucked up the government actually is. And how fucked up things are to get yourself treatment for certain things. You find how fucked up it is if you are getting ready to retire and your annuity starts to fall because the fucking stock market takes a tank. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that people don't realize until they hit this age bracket. But it's predominantly because I can remember when my parents were in their 40s, I'm right there with them right now, where I was like, I look at the younger generation and I'm like, you guys are fucking retards. Like, come on, man. You know, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Did I burn it up? I got fire on my page.
you're dropping that heat, bro.
I've seen that too.
That's really where it is. And that's the fucking problem, man. It's, you know, and it's literally like a fucking vicious cycle. Because if you notice, after 40, you go into your 50 and your 60s and shit, the government doesn't give a shit about you anymore.
No.
They don't.
No.
They
Well,
do not
'cause
give
you're-
a fuck about
You're
you
not
at
paying
all.
taxes anymore, and now
Correct.
they owe you money.
They don't give a fuck. So they are concentrated on that younger generation. That's their herd that they're concentrated on. Those people that are 18 to fucking 35. That group of people that we can fucking sway back and forth. Because let's face it, once you get our age, if you're a Republican, you're not changing. If you're a Democrat, you're not changing.
Yep. That age, they're still young enough, dumb enough, and manipulatable enough. Is manipulatable a word?
Yeah.
Young,
No, you're absolutely right.
Young,
Yeah,
dumb,
yeah,
and full of
yeah.
cum.
Yep. And I'll just end it here with this, and it's like, as much as I want to talk shit about it, because it is kind of bullshit. The two punishment system.
That's just what we have. I agree.
At the same time, you're right. Like if I was the president and my son got busted, why would I not use my name and my weight to help him not get in trouble? Like what's the point of having clout and weight and pull?
That's what you're gonna
and
do.
not
Because
use
if you're
it.
at the top of the fucking food chain. Let's face it. If you're at the top of the food chain, man,
you know what
if
I'm
there's
saying?
strings that can be pulled, I'll tell you what. I'll be the first one to tell you. I'm gonna fucking
Exactly,
pull it.
bro.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna have any heartache in doing it.
Right?
I'm not gonna have any fucking heartache in doing it.
Dude, if
But
I was
that's
yeah,
how people
exactly.
are.
Exactly.
It's my turn.
Right.
You know?
That's how fucking
Exactly,
people
you know,
are though.
and-
And I think that's the fucking problem where we're having with humanity as a whole is people are fucking people, bro. You've got that. Everybody's got the saying, "Love you like a brother," man. It's love you like a brother until that motherfucker becomes like a billionaire.
Yep.
Because that dude that you might have, that you were really good friends with, he became a billionaire. You try to hit that dude up, man, he fucking won't know you from Tom, Dick, or Harry. Promise you. Jason might, but I would too. But
I
realistically,
fucking would, bro.
but the majority of people, once they get on that ride,
it's far and few between.
Yeah,
I think we
yeah.
can all agree on that.
Yeah.
once they get on that ride, they fucking go,
Fuck,
dude.
bro.
They-
If I got
they
$1
don't-
billion right now, bro, everyone I know's bills are paid, dude. I'm telling you that shit, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same
Houses
boat.
paid off. Matter of fact, I'm buying an island, bro. Let's move. Come on, everybody. Fuck this.
I
shit.
don't want an island. I want like 1,000 acres, and everybody can have
Wait a
like
minute.
their own little house, like all over the place.
But Jason, if I
I'd
said
sell the oil tanker and refurbish that bitch into a fucking floatable fucking mansion.
hold on, though, Jason.
Fuck yes.
But Jason, wait a minute,
Fuck
dude.
yes.
If I said I want you to come live with me on Titty Island, you wouldn't come live with me on Titty Island, dude?
No, you got the oil tanker, man, that you turned into a palace. You're going to fucking Phuket, Thailand, and then you're heading over to fucking Norway, and then you're going over to the fucking Mediterranean.
This way, bro. There's
All
a
right,
reason why it's
wait.
called Titty Island.
Wait. It's the name of the tanker, Titty Island.
Kitty Island. Yep.
Because I'm going to Titty Island one way or the other.
Yep. All right, buddy. With that, everybody, fucking backed off. Thanks for tuning in.
Have a good night, folks.
Go ahead and say all of that wild shit online, man. You might need a Dr. Phil if you catch me outside. And I will not apologize if you ain't one of mine, fam. I cannot afford to give a fuck if it was finance.
Everything woke turns to shit.